depraved. These people were depraved. But we just learned this afternoon that there was so much more. Not one, but 12 pipe bombs, possibly remote controlled, have been found in the San Bernardino shooting suspect's home. So the focus of the mass murder of 14 people has now turned to here. We can show you Redlands, where police say the shooting suspect, Syed Farouk, a 28-year-old American citizen described by his family in several reports, is, quote, a very religious Muslim, had a virtual bomb-making factory in his garage. He and his wife, who was also involved in yesterday's attack, were shot and killed by police yesterday. Police rushed to Farouk's house and made the stunning discovery. They then detonated the pipe bombs they had found at the home. Former DEA agent David Katz says, unbeknownst to neighbors, the killers were in essence running a factory so easy, David, that even a kid, in your quote, could pull it off?
You clearly were not a juvenile delinquent growing up.
No, I wasn't, but these people have become adult delinquents and adult depraved crazies, but you say it's that easy.
Yeah, if you keep, historically, 1/3 of all terrorist bombings involve pipe bombs. Why? They're very simple to manufacture. And for a low explosive device like these probably were, it takes no skill, and frankly, it's stunning that we don't have more of these.
It's stunning that we don't have more of these. But as we go from this video of people finally getting to leave the situation, we can go to Redlands and show what we had just showed recently, and that was the dumpster where police are picking through every little thing. And what have they found? They have found 1,600 bullets, 1,400 .223 caliber rounds, 209 millimeter rounds. It is unbelievable how much firepower they had. When you look at all of this, David, as a firearms expert, remote-controlled pipe bombs and bombs. What's going on there? And how much planning did they have to pull that off?
You know, it doesn't take a lot of planning. I know people talk about the complexity of this operation. It really is not that complicated. If you have access to firearms and you have access to ammunition and you can manufacture the most crudely formed pipe bombs, well, you can walk, if you know a location, all you need to do is walk in, where you know people are going to be, in essence, trapped like fish in a barrel, shoot them, get back in your car and leave. If they were really that good, they wouldn't have been caught so easily. Well,
they obviously had their attack plan, but as typical dinky criminals, they didn't figure out what happened after, what they would do to do the getaway. And what do you see here? You see the armored vehicles from yesterday. Police, and there was a stunning shot yesterday where police were surrounding the house, but they were also coming in, almost crouching behind these armored vehicles.
Sure.
It was a frightening but dramatic moment where you realize we need more of that to combat these two-bit murderers who are able to pull something off. We had a neighbor, David, who had said to the newspapers, and we can show you the quote, but it was very disconcerting. She said, I noticed there were a lot of packages being dropped off, and he, meaning the suspect, was in the garage working on stuff, but that seemed normal to me. And, you know, now, she said, if I think about it like that, knowing what we now know, it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean,
what do you look for as a neighbor?
Clearly, someone working in the garage is nothing out of the ordinary. And frankly, there's not a whole lot you could probably determine as a neighbor if that's all he was doing.
Okay, so now we go to the racial profiling, and in the end, maybe it's the Israelis who have it right. Human life before human rights, that maybe you have to be politically incorrect.
There is this whole reluctance. We have a president who is still unable to say Islamic jihadism. He can't say it. The FBI, which is an extension of him, the executive branch, they're having trouble labeling this a terror incident. I find that staggering. At this point, their label is becoming irrelevant. 300 million plus Americans know what this is. And frankly, demographics needs to be, it's not the entire picture when you're looking at whether you can determine someone's involved in terrorism, but it is
an
aspect.
Here. The aftermath here, when their SUV had stopped and police surrounded it, and we cannot say enough thanks.
They did a
to
fantastic
our police,
job.
and whether it's California Highway Patrol, it's the sheriffs, it's local San Bernardino police. The battlefield is now here.
Sure, and our president wants to take away, he's talking about the militarization of police. That is why police departments need armor, for no reason other than to provide portable cover, to protect the police officers and to also remove innocent civilians from harm's way.
David Katz, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. David is a real expert here when it comes to global security. He's a former DEA and firearms expert. See you next time.
Appreciate
we hope there isn't a next time, but sadly it seems that it's happened once again as we